Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here on the Minecraft Together server. And there's been shenanigans going on, that's for sure. If you've been watching my live streams, you might have seen that me crafting tables have been getting snagged by the crafting table mafia. And some people ain't too happy about it. Your move, crafting table mafia. This is the communal trading area where players go to leave items for sale and trade them with other players for diamonds and whatnot. And now it's been absolutely plastered with crafting benches. Some might call this griefing. I think it's pretty hilarious. That was a fun idea. One thing's for sure though, we're going to end up with a stupid amount of crafting tables in chests one day once all of this is over. Oh, but that is pretty hilarious. We just happened to be in the area where I wanted to build a tunnel. These are the welcoming signs for new players, and if we build a tunnel going downwards diagonally like this one here, it'll actually lead directly to where I have a portal going to one of our farms and another new farm that we've built. So we're probably going to move all of these signs down here around the corner to the area where the players first come to this area. There are a big subway station down the bottom here. And so they'd first come into this room. So somewhere in here would be the place to move those signs to. But then we could dig a big old tunnel leading to the Nether Portal. Oh my goodness me! It's like the episode has started all over again. Ah! Please, please play one again. Who built this? Caxio. Man, that is amazing. Oh, wow. I think this is the most amazing server I've ever played on. Jeez. I mean, okay, maybe not as good as Hermitcraft, but wow. These people are wonderful. I can't believe it.
Where does the portal lead?
The portal goes to a skeleton farm. Ah, and there's the double
okay.
spider farm. And then there's a triple spider farm apparently right next to my double one. What?
That's crazy.
Oh no!
I want to go see this over. If you go down this tunnel.
Can you make it 5?
I mean, if two players,
out of range.
one at each, it's technically 5 being used at once. I can't believe that.
Might be able to
That's
make
crazy.
if there's 4 of them.
Okay. Oh God, there is 1, 2, and then another one over here.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
Oh, I'm not sure you activate them all at once though. Oh, you probably do. They are pretty close.
That's amazing.
Well, there's options, double or triple.
Oh man, triple's pretty great.
Oh no. 2 players can AFK there at the same time, and then...
That's true.
And it all brings you back to Spangles' base.
That
It's
darn
always
thing.
Spangles' face.
So if you didn't catch wind of that, there is a triple spider spawner right next to where I found the double one, typical. And to give you some bearings, we go into our staircase over here. We go down and around, I think once, and we follow the staircase down here. And then on our left is this huge communal area where we've now gone and removed the signs that used to be right here and built this staircase going all the way down here, and then it stretches on for a couple of 100 blocks. I think they're expanding it so it goes in the other direction as well by the looks of it, but down here it leads us to our spider farm. I should correct myself, this is the skeleton farm, not the spider farm, and I kind of realise now building this tunnel to it was great, but it might not be there when the overworld gets reset, so I don't know what this tunnel will be used for in the future. Now on the left is a double spider farm that we built during a live stream. In under 1 hour we put this entire thing together. It's pretty amazing. And then it turns out that just down the road there is a triple a triple farm. But anyway, if we go through this portal it takes us to the surface and then down into a mine shaft where we found a couple of double spider spawners. I say a couple, I mean, you know, double spider spawners. And some players have come along and started decorating this since as well. So we put this all together in an hour. There is a spider spawner over there. There is one over here at the bottom. We could go down and have a look, but I'll just explain. There is a platform and then a minecart hopper going around underneath to pick up all the drops. And then there's an unloading system, and if I stand right here, the string will actually come back up to the surface, and as you can see, there's some left over in this chest. Triple spawner this way. You can even walk to the triple one from the double one. That is just typical, my friends. But anyway, I recorded the whole thing using replay mods, and that's what I'm going to show you next. So cue the music and enjoy the time lapse.
Some people are doing something, I don't know what they're doing, therefore I'm not asking.
I got an important question.
Therefore, nothing.
A
What's
very,
that?
very important question.
What's that?
Watch out for lava. Watch out. Look at
Oh
jeez.
no, again!
That doesn't sound like a question.
The question is, who hasn't donated their head to the killing booth?
I didn't because I
I
wanted
have
to.
not.
If you want
I
to donate
have
your
not,
head, come with
Because I'm
me,
doing today.
and I'll
Okay.
happily
Hey,
sever
you're
it
off,
for you.
Okay, where are you?
I think the pygmy.
Oh, this is the only
The
server
pigment.
where
Pygmy wants
beheading
to
is
do it
nice.
first.
What? No! In the vanilla server it's nice too.
Hey, so you're
true, that's
forgetting that
true.
you turned heads off?
On Tango server, we built our heads out of pixel art.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
We're going to do loads of stuff like that over time. I'm going to start writing up like a projects
didn't we
board,
do
and
it
then
on
we'll
the-
regularly do projects.
We only
Didn't we do
Oh,
it
cool.
on the vanilla, on the old vanilla server? Though? Like everyone made a pixel out of their head?
Okay.
Did you go
That's
to
pretty
your
cool.
base?
sir.
X.
Oh wait,
Okay,
I'm an
Zom,
idiot.
where
We
are you?
disabled
I need
it.
decapitation.
I just...
So at the end of the last episode, we set up this AFK killing booth to gather player skulls, and as I just said, we had to disable the plugin. Turns out there was a little bit of a problem with it. I'm going to overlay some footage. You'll see that there is basically like a lag spike after the player dies, and I think this was actually was causing the lag in the King of the Hill game. You see, the way the plugin was designed, it doesn't preload the textures into the skins, and so it causes a lag spike, which means that all of these heads right here may actually need to be thrown away, as they could potentially be laggy ones. But you can see a lot of people came over and used this thing, so I would say that it was a success. Now the next thing we're going to do is work on setting up a project board. You may have heard me mention that just a second ago. I want to get a whole bunch of signs together in my base that list all of the projects that I want to do throughout this season. By the way, up the top here, I've been experimenting with a little bit of a play on the nether brick here. We've got our cocoa bean farm. It's been moved up a floor. I've been playing with the achacha wood down here. And up the top, we've thrown in some dark oak wood as well. It looks pretty good. But I feel like the thing that's missing are little details like paintings and maybe item frames with items in. So perhaps when you go into a room, there could be something on the side to tell you as you go in. I've also worked on the staircase here, and I don't really like how I've tried to use the same materials again. It just doesn't transition very well, so I'm going to keep messing around with that. But that room certainly looks interesting. The white There's a lot of it. But anyway, down here, this is how this is going to tidy up. We'll have a corridor here leading into a new area where we're going to put some projects. And then I got the project board right here. So what you can do, if you want to, is pause the video and read what's on the signs. I want to do all of these projects over the future. And one of them we're actually going to be doing very soon. So the next thing in this video for me to do is to make an announcement about a live stream event where we're going to do one of these projects. And that will be a Elytra PvP arena which we are going to build in the Nether near the communal Nether area. If you've seen the Hermitcraft Season 4 series, you may remember that we built a giant underground sphere and turned it into an Elytra PvP game. We're going to do something similar on this server. We're going to build a giant cylinder from bedrock at the top to bedrock at the bottom in the Nether, and we're going to start work on that during the live stream. So mark the date in your calendar. The time will be 1 PM GMT. If you're in the UK, we're currently on British summertime, so you'll need to add an hour to that number. And that'll be happening over at twitch.tv/xisuma, so I hope to see you over there. Alright, with that announcement out of the way, it is time for me to do some clearing up. We've got to clear up the gift leaving platform, and that is the best type of clearing up, my friends. I want to say thank you to everyone. I appreciate all of the gifts. This area, though, is starting to look a little bit crazy and janky, though. The gifts are flowing. Also, someone's added these fellas into the base. They look cool. And pufferfish heads now. Yeah, I actually really like that. I think these are awesome. I'm going to leave them right there. But yeah, got to sort out all of these chests over here and got to put them all into our shulker boxes, of which I need to rename. As you can see, this one is called the KFC box. So I need to grab the anvil and start to organize some of these boxes a little better. We are going to need some coloured shulker boxes if we're going to organise them. So dyes are in order, and luckily there's Hyde Pride's dyes. I'll tell you what, you drive a hard bargain at a diamond for 16, and some of these we probably won't need to bother with. We've got plenty of bone meal, we've got a flour so we can get all the red stuff, and that means we can make the pink one as well. So I'm just going to select a few from here and not spend all of my diamonds. Alright, so this is most of my valuables and materials, pretty much all of it. Just gonna, for anyone who likes to pause and actually see what's in each of the chests, you can do that. So I've sorted this out. It takes a little bit of time to do that, but it's worth doing because now everything's organised. And we've got loads of valuables right here. Check it out. Oh, that one I haven't renamed actually. I'm going to rename that one to valuables then. And the rest of these I got. So we're looking good on supplies. That's some junky stuff. So's that one, and then wool and string. I say junk. It's unorganised, I guess, because diamond ore ain't junk. But anyway, I think I'm done with our survival stuff on the server for today. One thing I really do need to do, though, is make a little space somewhere. In fact, I kind of see a space. Oh, no, we can't remove these blocks. Oh, I was going to say, like, we could put the 4 different types of flour together and then have some dispensers behind them. And I noticed that was 4 wide, but it's probably a little bit too late for that, isn't it? So we're done with the survival stuff for today, and now we're going to do some administration work. Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, the administrator account, aka the camera account, also known as Xisuma of the Void, who has died 30 times, even though I mostly spend my time in game mode 1. And what we're going to add to the server today are armor stand additions and customizations that are absolutely amazing. Get hyped, because this is seriously cool. This is going to be some next level Minecraft right here. Now, the technology you're about to see already exists on Zombie Cleo's patron server, as it was one of her patrons who put this together that shared it with me. Now, this person's name is Puthpock. Ugh, let's try that again. Puthpock. Oh, jeez, I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those names that is very difficult to say, but my friend, if you happen to be watching, thank you for sharing this with me and with us. I am so stoked to have this here on the server. One of the things that I might actually do is make some additions and, extra options to this feature, and I'm going to show you how we set it all up in this video as well. But first of all, let's open this book of magic when we're standing next to an armor stand. So, statues. This book allows you to apply basic settings to an armor stand. Clicking on the links on the following pages will adjust the closest armor stand within 3 blocks. Now, when we do this, it goes white. And I have Optifine, which means rather than the outline, the whole thing goes white. That's just an Optifine quirk, but it's highlighting it to show you which one you have selected. So when we go to the next page, we can change a bunch of settings. We can make the stand small. We could change our mind and make it larger again. We can remove the base plate. And you can see the possibilities opening up, right? Like we can remove gravity from affecting this thing. In fact, we will do that, and rather than breaking blocks here, I'm going to go and put a bedrock there and break it again in a second. So let's check the target, then let's go and apply gravity, no. And then go over to the next page, and we have a bunch of presetted poses right here. So let's go for running, and oh, also let's show the arms as well. Yes, we would like to show arms. So now when I go and grab some armor and put some items on it. All of this stuff, by the way, will get destroyed. Not going to keep these items. You now got a player running. Let's get a player head on there as well. This is fantastic. And the fact that you can get other players' heads on the game is going to the next level right now. That is amazing. And when I break this, it's just floating there in the world. That's pretty cool, right? Now there is another page after that that allows you to lock this armor stand, so I can't change it again, meaning when I check the target it's going to find the other one because this one is now locked, and only an administrator or a player that's OP like a moderator can come and unlock these, so it allows you to prevent them from being accidentally changed. If I break this, it all gets broken. That's amazing. If I go over here and put some armor on this thing, and then let's say we make it invisible. No, wait, I want to click on no for that, right? Yeah, there you go. And then I go and lock it. It's no longer got a hit point, like a hitbox. So I can't break that. Which means I've got to run a particular command. But before we get to that, I think I'll show you how we set this up. So there are 5 different files, all of them are MC function files, and the first one is called enable. This one will give the nearest player a book when it is run, so we need to set up some sort of command block that the player can activate on the server, and then the player that activates it will be the nearest one, and that means that they will get this book. The next one is the loop.mc function, so this just runs on a loop over and over again. Then we have the setup, that's the one that you first run, so that you can create this stand trigger objective, and then we have trigger.mc function. This is the one that runs entity data commands at the armor stands to change their attributes, like what pose are they in. In fact, if we just scroll over here, you can see some of these are a lot longer than others, and that's because it's positioning all the arms, the right arm, the left arm, and putting it into a pose. So that's where all of that happens. And then last of all, we have unlock, which is the one that I'm going to show you in a minute. This allows you to unlock an armor stand, and then you can change the properties of it again. Now the next thing we're going to look at is the server itself. We are currently connected to it. So these are the files that you would need. Currently I'm not making this available just because I need to speak to the person who made it, and then I need to set up a page on the website where you can get all of the things from this series on. So I'll be announcing when that's set up in the future, but inside of the world you would need to drag these files into data and then into functions, and then you would need a function folder called stand, and inside of that is where those files go. So the setup, it's actually really easy. What you need to do is run the function called setup, and then that will create the scoreboards. Then you need to have a repeating command block that's always active. This one needs to run stand loop. If we go up to the top, the next thing you need to do is start using it. I'm going to clear my inventory here, and we're going to run /function, and enable is the one that we're looking for. And I've done that completely wrong. I need to put stand in first, then enable, bam, and that will give you the book. Now remember how this one was locked. There is another command we can use as well, which is function stand unlock. Because I'm standing next to this one, it is going to unlock it, which means now I can target it with this book. You can see it's glowing, which means I can go in here, and which one do I want to do? Stand visible? Yes. And then I can break it. Wow, that is utterly amazing. We now got a Parrot Warrior here, showing off the sword. Got the pufferfish guards at the side, standing attention. Oh, it looks so good, and we're going to have so much fun with this. But before we get it running for everyone to use, we need to set down some ground rules, perhaps, because people could go a little bit crazy with this, and I myself need to lead by example. So I think what I'm going to do is get rid of these. Yeah, we're going to take these ones down. I like them, but there's a bit too many in my base, and we're probably going to have to set up a policy, something along the lines of you're only allowed like 5 in a base at a time, or something like that, because armor stands can cause lag in the world. So we're going to get rid of all of these. Especially this strange, peculiar one over here. Spangleboo, what is going on? Jeez, get out of that boat. You're free to run away. Run away, I say. Yeah, we're going to get rid of all of these, and then what I'm going to do is create a floating one out the front at the entrance here. So this is going to be like a ghostly apparition of myself standing in front of the base, hovering in front of the base. I've got an Asuma head stashed away. We've got a little bit of ghostly looking armor here, and a golden sword, which you can't accept yet. Of course you can't. So we need to target this thing. We are targeting it. Excellent. Now we need to remove the base plates. We are going to show the arms. Yes, we could even make it a small stand. Let's see what that looks like. That is kind of creepy. Let's make it not a small stand. We're going to ignore gravity, and the stand is not going to be visible. Ah, looking very ghostly. I think, though, that should probably be one block lower. So if we go back and change the gravity again, we could just break this block here. It's going to fall down, and then we can reapply that. And the last thing that we need to do is a pose, and I'm not sure which one's going to be the best. Winning, what does that one look like? Okay, kind of looking at me, that was creepy. Running could be one. I like that one. Pointing at something, that's cool. I also added the arms, and with the sword on, it doesn't look so great. So I'm going to take that off, but the problem is you've got to click on just about everything else before you can actually take the sword off. Okay, you're going to let me take it now? There we go. So the last thing for us to do is to now lock this thing. There we go. So I can't edit it again, and I also can't punch this thing. So we now got a ghostly X hovering above the base. Let's just take a step back. Yeah, that's pretty weird looking. Maybe not the best use of one of these armor stands, but it's a start, and players are certainly going to be intrigued when they come by the base and they see that there. Didn't even notice it. Didn't even look up, did ya? Jeez. Oh, are you going to spot it? Have you spotted it now? Ah, you've seen it, haven't you? No? No? What's going on here? Oh, now I've been stabbed. We're just standing around checking out the armor stands. We're going to have so much fun with this stuff. So much fun. There is some serious loitering in my base now. Everyone's checking out the armor stands and the poses. Oh, this is so much fun. We're going to have a lot of fun with this for sure. Oh, that's amazing. And peeps, we're not going to do a question of the day today just because I'm really pressed for time. It took me a long time to get everything set up this episode. And apparently someone has, the NECC was here to enable crafting in this area. Okay, thanks, but that's not a great place for it to be. So peeps, if you have enjoyed this episode, leave a like. As always, thank you for the support. If you are playing here on the server, then the day after today, like when this video comes out, is the date of the Elytra PvP event. And also, that'll be April the 1st. So if you're watching this on the day it's released, it's the last chance to sign up on Patreon and get whitelisted for the beginning of the next month, which is April Fools. And there's probably going to be a whole bunch of April Fool's shenanigans on here, right? But anyway, that's it from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.